Answer to Job with Edinger's commentary really gives us a lot about what we need right now. What I was especially thinking about was that in all the opposites, masculine, feminine, whatever, um, and we have this Eros versus Logos, religion versus science, right? And in all of them, it's like a yin yang. It keeps pushing around, and okay, people get a little persuaded this way, but they get unpersuaded the other way, and then and it's a flow, right? But it's hard to break into it. It's like oil and water, right? And so what Edinger is talking about is linked knowledge, okay, and providing that extra something, and that extra something seems to be the human being, okay, is the way he's talking about it. That extra third element that allows the two to live together, okay. And so I wanted to read, first of all, this publisher's note. Now, this is a publisher's note to Encounters with the Self, and it also is on the back cover of this, The Creation of Consciousness. It's on the back cover, but I'll read it for you here. Okay, Encounter with the Self is a companion volume to Edward F. Edinger's The Creation of Consciousness, Jung's Myth for the Modern Man. Title number 14 in the series, published by Inner City Books. The Creation of Consciousness is comprised of 4 long essays using religious and alchemical texts, mythology, modern dreams, and the concepts of depth psychology. The author proposes nothing less than a new worldview, a creative collaboration between the scientific pursuit of knowledge and the religious search for meaning. Okay, so religious search for meaning. Religion is based on Eros, science on Logos, writes Dr. Edinger. Religion sought linkage with God, science sought knowledge. The age now dawning seeks linked knowledge. The first essay traces the outlines of a new myth emerging from the life and work of C.G. Jung. Not another religion in competition with all the others, but rather a psychological standpoint from which to understand and verify the essential meaning of every religion. The second essay discusses the purpose of human life and what it means to be conscious, knowing together with another. In religious terms, the other is God. Psychologically, it is the self, archetype or wholeness, and the regulating center of the psyche. The third essay examines at length the implications of Jung's masterwork, Answer to Job, in which Jung demonstrates that God needs man in order to become conscious of his dark side. Depth psychology, the new dispensation, finds man's relation to what has traditionally been called God in the individual's experience of the unconscious. The final essay explores Jung's belief that God's moral quality depends on individuals, which translates psychologically into the pressing need for man to become more conscious of his own dark, destructive side as well as his creative potential. The Creation of Consciousness is an important book written in the shadow of ominous global forces. Its basic focus on the quality and meaning of individual human lives reflects an underlying concern for the continuation on Earth of any life at all. This is actually Daryl Sharp. Daryl Sharp was a Jungian analyst in Toronto, and about 1980 he started to publish books by Jungian analysts. And so if you look in the back of any of these books that he published, there's dozens of them that he's published since 1980. But they're all by Jungian analysts. He's done quite service because he's kept this stuff alive. And when you think about it, Edinger himself has been dead for almost 20 years, but now we're making this connection with him. And, you know, without these books, there would be no way to do that. And we'd be flailing around. I'd be flailing around thinking about things in a unconscious way.